everybody has the access to, you know, these teachers because of the costs and stuff. So,
We did that on the advice of our attorney.
and why
So
was that?
he gave us a variety of reasons, but I think that what we were able to do was put together the protocols that you have for after school. And so people would be able to avail themselves right after school if that's possible, even if they're professional musicians. I'm imagining that the period around 2:30 or 3 is certainly possible, so that they can do that right now if they fill out the proper procedures that we put in place.
So is that, so if that's why, like a fencing assistant was approved, that's a volunteer because it was after school hours, and a wrestling assistant was approved because it's after school hours.
Right.
So it's just a matter of school hours.
That's probably the biggest part of it at this moment.
Okay, and there would be no cost to the teachers working in the school after hours?
No cost to the teacher.
Well, if I was a music teacher and I was going to offer lessons to students at school, there are no fees to me, I can just utilize the school space to give the lessons.
We actually put together a situation where people could do that both for pay, as long as they followed the procedures that we put together, or they could do it for free. Either one of those are
Now,
there.
one thing was mentioned to us that there was an insurance that if something happened to a student while they were having a lesson, that whoever the teacher was, they would have to pay those expenses out of their own owner insurance?
No, they would have to have a rider on their policy, and again, that was done on the advice of our attorney.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments? Yes, Joy.
Yeah, my name is Joyce Hartman. I'm the president of the Teachers Association, and I just want to correct one fact that was stated in the article in the Observer Tribune last week, and that was that the 1.5% that the teachers are currently paying for their medical insurance hasn't taken effect at this district, and that is incorrect. I want everybody to know that we are paying 1.5% starting May 22nd of 2010. So that the public is getting not the right information, unfortunately, but I do want to clear that up. Thank you.
You're lucky Bob's here, so I'm sure you can know. Are there any other questions or comments? Yes.
Sharon Masiello, Borough. First, I just wanted to make a comment. I have an incoming freshman. We went to orientation. That was really nice. And I have to highlight one teacher, Brenda DeRogatis, did an excellent job explaining the new business program. And I heard a number of people come out of there very excited about it, this new mandatory class that you have to take. And I just want to commend her for, her excitement in explaining it to the kids. But then I want to ask a question. So she mentioned the Power School program, and someone asked me recently, was I using that yet? I didn't think it was active yet.
It should be active within about a week or two.
And is it going to letter going to go out or an email
Yes.
blast or something?
Yes.
Any other questions or comments? Yes.
Adam Fitting, Washington Township. During your last meeting at West Morris Central, I made some comments, and I just want to follow up on those tonight. During the course of the questions that were asked, some information came out from the board, and that was that you are indeed negotiating in good faith with the teachers, and that as a unit you regret any loss of jobs, etc. And this is not full, so this is a prop. But I wanted to speak to you for a second about priorities and some of the excuse that was given last time about why we have not been able to come to some sort of resolution on the budget is that the public just won't approve it. And I guess Charles made a comment that this has been going on for many years, and he, as a student, was perplexed as to why we're still in this pickle. So maybe you don't call him Charles. But what's concerning me right now is that there doesn't seem to be any effort combined by the board and the teachers and the parents and the students, for that matter, to make sure that these budgets are passed. If you are in good faith passing budgets that are going to take care of the needs of the students, then we need to get that done. And I think it's a matter of talking about values. I think it's a matter of taking leadership, and I talked about this at the last meeting. I don't sense any leadership coming on that front. If the budget is what we need to pass in order to get a settlement with the teachers and start to move forward and start to fund the priorities that we have, and that's what we need to do, and we need to do that together. I spoke to some members of the board after the meeting, and I volunteered my professional skill in helping develop a marketing plan at no cost to the board if you would avail yourselves of that. And I would also try to recruit additional professional marketers. There were some comments that we have to run this like a business. Everyone knows that a business needs a marketing. A business needs advertising, and a business needs to sell its brand. I don't sense a lot of that going on. Right now we have a culture that values this brand over this brand. And I say that as a problem, as a big problem. Right now, the differential in cost to the taxpayer, based on the budgets that you've submitted, is less than having one of these every other day. And a lot of the people that are paying taxes right now are having more than one of these a day. So when we talk about sacrifices, I'm wondering why we're not sacrificing this, and why we are sacrificing this. It doesn't seem right. The fact that we are the day after the Super Bowl, I think, is very notable. We, as all of us know, are part of a great civilization. And as we also know, great civilizations have fallen. The Roman Empire notably started as a republic and degraded into an empire full of debauchery and foolishness. It was largely because wealth was consolidated in the hands of the few, and the rest were left to their own. It fell to bread and circuses and being overrun by barbarian hordes. People with values that were violent and had no other cultural significance. We are at that same moment, and I submit to you that the last act of a dying culture is to eat its seed grain. Right now we are eating our seed grain. Our children are the seeds of our future. And if what we're cutting is their development, if we're cutting is their fuel, and what we're cutting are the people that are cultivating them and turning them into a crop that's going to yield fruit, then we are making very bad decisions, and we are on the brink of disaster. It goes beyond cutting busing. It goes beyond cutting these programs. It goes to leadership, and it goes to making a statement as a unit, teachers, students, parents, board, that these are non-negotiable things. We need to fund these schools, we need to fund the programs, and we need to have an enriching educational experience for our youngsters. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Flynn. I think we appreciate your offer and your sentiment. The first thing that we have to do before we market up a budget is actually craft that budget, and that's the part of the process that we are in right now. Any other questions or comments? If there's nothing else, then I will close to the public right now. We will move on to old business.
I neglected to exclude the bill list, but I didn't mention it, but I did review the bills. They were in order.
Thank you. We have principal interviews on February 16th at 5 o'clock at Central. Please schedule from our survey. Any other old business?
Yeah, a couple. The last finance committee meeting, Doug, you said you could provide a couple pieces of information behind that. Remember what they are?
One of them has to do with the transportation, correct?
Cost per mile.
I haven't had a chance yet.
charge.
I haven't had a chance yet to meet with the K-8 representatives yet. I'd like to meet with them first before I present that information, just to confirm that we are looking at both of those entities with the same factors, utilizing the same factors, such as, you know, the length of the routes and things of that nature.
So when we provide that to the board.
I would imagine by